Five.
Great.
All right. We've got a little bit to talk about today.
Yeah.
Some cool lists to go through. I put my list
I
up
saw
in the
that.
notes.
I'm cheating. I'm gonna keep mine away from you so you can't see it. So it'll be like a surprise.
I was gonna keep mine, but I was so proud of my research. I was down the shops today, and I was like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, let's. And I went through. I think there were about 20 different categories that I went through. And there were double ups, and there were players that I just really didn't care about. And I was like, no, I'm not putting that stat. It's got to be an appealing set, I guess, if you're going to make your own custom checklist.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, and then so, yeah, let's
start.
Yeah, I was going to say we're pretty much ready to go.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm ready to go.
Do you want to do the intro, mate?
Yeah. Let's.
Yeah. It's been a couple of weeks since you've run us.
I'm sort of let us in.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to episode 28 of the You Can't Comp This NBA Trading Card Podcast. I'm your host Adam Amy. Alongside me is Russell Gibson. Russell, how are you on this unbelievably frantic NBA Sunday?
Very, very well. And enjoying a bit of like sunshine today, actually.
I know, the sun's been out and it's been frosty.
Yeah, but beautiful at the same time. It's a really strange like winter
like
sun,
that.
I suppose you could call it.
Yeah, the winter sunshine, which is nice because you're not like freezing and the like. Have you been keeping touch up on the playoffs?
I actually have, because I think with only say one game, 2 days the max, it's actually pretty easy to keep a track of.
It's just a game every day kind of thing, and we were look. I will say I called it. If Luka has a big game 7, that's the only way Dallas win. And well, Chris Paul coincided by having an absolute shocking series, but wow, the Mavericks through, and now they're going to get towed up by the Warriors.
It's Steph Curry, because
Steph Curry came back from night. Yeah, well, I've been on the Warriors from day one, but the East is probably where the action is in the conference finals.
Yeah.
No offense to Luka and the Mavs, they're going to give it a crack, and you know what? They might actually make a series of it now. They get to play a couple at home, but this Miami-Boston series is this is closer than the federal election. I can tell you that. It's I don't know, too close to call as far as it's. I don't know. It depends which team rocks up on the day.
Yeah, that's right, isn't it? I feel like each game that goes past, you could sort of make a different prediction how the series is going to go.
Yeah. It's look, today we saw Big Bam Bam step up and have a big one.
Yeah, huge.
Big scare for all the Heat fans with Jimmy Butler leaving the game early.
Yeah, hopefully. Injury report's good though. He'll be back. It was just precautionary.
Okay, so all right. That would be disastrous for a series like this, I think. If you see someone like Butler go down.
Yeah.
No
one needs that.
No, we don't. We just want a good series. It doesn't matter who wins really, because the Warriors are going to flog them. But this is me getting ahead of myself. I may have just jinxed the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, Warriors are looking good though, man. I don't think there's any controversy in saying that, but I think what I was just trying to say before was, it feels like it's been such a long time since we have spoke about basketball, hasn't it? Like, so much has happened, and those game 7s were such a non-entity for me. I've sort of moved on and let them go, because both games were blowouts, so it was very almost like, who cares sort of thing.
I don't know what was more surprising, how like every shot was dropping for Dallas, or just how much of a train wreck Phoenix had become on that day.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's entitled to an off game, but it's a game 7 at home.
Yeah.
Like, did they think they'd already booked their spot?
Well, I think what's come out afterwards from the Phoenix Suns perspective is that it seems like half the roster was injured and banged up, and maybe they just ran out of steam and they had sort of nothing left to give. And I think, like you said, Luka had a game for the ages, and that first quarter was just epic, wasn't it?
Look, it's Luka is something special, and look, he tried to pull it out. He was apparently crook yesterday, and he did drop another 40.
Not what I saw on social media. He was out drinking the beers. I'm not too sure how crook the guy was, to be honest.
Maybe he had a hangover. Yeah, it was, I don't know, Luka dropped another 40, but Steph, he was just, when the game was there to be won, just brought them back.
Yeah.
So he was played all of them. Wiggins, I mean, Clay's sort of back to Clay form in the previous series, but everyone's playing their role. Like, Draymond had an off night, and they still found a way.
Yeah.
And these guys they've been there, they're going to be hard to beat. They are going to be hard to beat. Anyway, playoffs are in full effect. Will probably be a lot closer to a result this time next week.
Yeah.
How many games? We'll be near the pointy end. Probably be talking about some other Game 7. Maybe one Game 7.
I think we'll be close to one team being eliminated by next week. I think that's really for sure. But can we just step back to Luka for a 7? Because what do you think that means for his card value? I think... So you can talk about it now, but also, moving forward into, say, the next 10 to 15 years. What do you think about that?
I think Luka's taken a really big step early. Yeah. I don't know if I underrated Dallas. Like, they've got a decent... I've said they've got a decent team, but I really think... he's definitely not going to be recognised as someone like he's not going to have a stigma that, say, a James Harden has of collapsing in the playoffs. Like, this man's dropping 40s and really giving it everything.
Yeah, interesting.
He's putting the team on his back. So,
yeah.
Like, Luka's not going to be the reason that Dallas don't get through, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think card value wise, I think that's a positive. That shows that he's one of these elites. If I make a joke and a comparison at the same time, there are a few memes going around saying he's the next LeBron, just with him complaining so much.
He complains a lot,
about calls that he's getting. But I actually think he quite possibly is that kind of that all round superstar that LeBron is. Like, Luka could very much be that, and if that's something to go on, well, we know where LeBron's card prices are at.
Yeah, look, depends how much you watched of the series, but what was pretty obvious in the series is how intelligent on the basketball court he was, and it sort of depended on the looks that Phoenix was giving him with the shots that he was taking. That was like really apparent to me, so I enjoyed that. But just going on from your point about card values, actually really interesting. Card ladder, PSA 10 silvers, the last 3 months he's down 12.5%. And I was not expecting that. Then I looked at the 2-week change, and he's minus 2%. So that to me is really, really staggering, to be honest.
His base is up, though.
Yeah, that is true.
But that's the one with 75,411 in the pop count, so I guess we're not going to worry so much.
Is it up to 75,000?
No, it's 18,000 in the tens.
Yeah.
But it's just ridiculous, the pop count of these. So we go silver, you're right. But I don't know. Is this? I don't know if it's the player or the hobby. That's going to be my point on that.
Yeah. The economy is tricky at the moment too. I think that's 100%. Yeah.
We're in a bit of a rough spot hobby wise. I don't think it necessarily dictates a clear perspective of what a card's 25-year value is going to be. But I don't know. Yeah, like comps to LeBron, you think about it. If he's going to be like LeBron as far as career goes, that's some positive signs for those card prices. The one thing I will say is from watching as much as I have of both the Phoenix series and the first couple of games, Luka needs to get out on the track and do some running. He needs to get fit. I just think he needs to slim down just a little bit.
Interesting.
But it looks like he doesn't have a full tank.
Yeah. I mean, I think in some ways, particularly now they've got two exceptional smaller guards for him to play with, I think he's going to be playing a little bit more 3. So in terms of size-wise, I mean, yeah, if he got a bit fitter, that will be fine. But I don't know. I don't really think he needs to get, particularly bigger or smaller. And he seems to have that sort of body type where he seems pretty durable just sort of as he is. Like, does he actually need to put on more muscle? I don't think so.
I just worry when he gets guarded full court that he runs out of energy quickly.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Look, it could be... It's up to Luka what he does with his body, really. But
yeah,
I don't know. Like you saw when Giannis went and got ripped and like bulked up, but that was he's a tank.
He's a completely different type of athlete and specimen, though, isn't he? Like he's just freakish athleticism. Whereas I don't know. To me, I sort of see Luka more as the cerebral, intelligent. He plays. Obviously, he's athletic, but
yeah,
it's a different type.
But he has got his basketball IQ's through the roof.
It's crazy, yeah. So just to take this full circle back to sort of hobby value, where does this leave you with Luka? Are you feeling optimistic with him? Are you feeling pessimistic, or are you sort of?
I'm optimistic. I'm after seeing him will his team to beat Phoenix at home. I like the blowout's the blowout. Like there's a Phoenix element here, but he took the number one seed. They were a number one seed by a long way.
Yeah,
and Luka put Dallas on his back, and he did it. And I will keep making this comp similar to LeBron. Like he willed them over in a game. Like he was like, "Nah, we're not losing this series."
Yeah. So I suppose like what I'm trying to get at here is, do you think he's a good buy at the moment, considering that he is down, so much on his silvers the last few months?
Look, if you're picking up a Luka for $2.5 to $3 grand, you're probably in 20 years' time making a lot of money on that. That's just my thought.
Yeah.
I think Luka Silver, which only has a pop count of 2,100.
Yeah.
which isn't the lowest.
Are you saying only as a joke, or are you saying only because you hadn't read the number yet and you'd already committed to saying only?
Well, look at the base, though. The base is almost at 20,000.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things, but over 2,000 Gem Mint 10s, meh. Actually, do we want to go to B? Oh, I'm not even going to start, am I? 9.5s, how many of those? There's actually there's 846 BGS 9.5s. And that last sold for 1,500. I think that's good money.
Yeah. For
a silver and BGS 9.5. Because look, over the years, and this is probably not a discussion for tonight's show, but the BGS PSA, it swings and roundabouts.
Yeah.
Where there are times where people just jump off PSA for a little bit, and BGS are the deal, and you've got people that prefer BGS.
And BGS is super depressed at the moment. I think that's very reasonable. So, look, I think what's been going through my head lately is...
I think Luka's the real deal. That's probably my conclusion.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. But I think what I'm trying to say is I think his performance on the court is, say, at a 9 or a 9.5 out of 10, or say 10 out of 10. But his card value at the moment actually seems a little bit depressed, where maybe if you're thinking, or as we normally do, that card performance and then card value is, hand in hand, and it's, it's very much sort of up and down.
Yeah.
Whereas he's got a bit of a mismatch at the moment. I think that's what I'm trying to, work out in my head, what's going on here. And like what you said, is it a hobby thing? Is it an economy thing? Is now actually quite a nice time to be, picking up a little bit of Luka. I think.
Well, it's interesting, and I'm going to use someone else that's sort of in the spotlight as a comparison.
I was just going to say, I won a very low-end Luka rookie in an auction this week. It was $60. It's a studio. It was a pink. I'm going to say it's not a short print, but it's a variant. And I don't know. I just think, say, a couple of years back, like, what do you think that would have gone for? Say, 200, 300?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it just seems... I
think that's more of a hobby/market problem. I know in Australia the economy is sort of, we'll say we're struggling a little bit. There's inflation's on the rise, and the first thing to go is hobbies, right? When people are when the cost of living goes up. So
you're saying exactly what my wife has been giving to me the last couple of weeks, and I've been talking about this. It's like, yeah.
And there's a lot of people, especially with the way the media works, there's a lot of panic that goes around very quickly, and people are going to be like, I need to sell my cards.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't need to sell them, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because what happens is inflation goes up, inflation comes down. We're talking about cards that are 20 to 25 year investments. And I think we'll be fine over historically, prices have gone up. We've seen that, early days when we did the manifesto, that over the years, just like the stock market, things trend up and they're sort of...
I'm brainstorming out loud here, but I'd really like to have a person from a finance perspective come onto the show to talk about some of these concepts, because I think we've kind of joked about this before, all us basketball card investors are these kind of like, financial geniuses, but we have no idea what we're talking about. You know what I mean? Like, so,
and then there's me with my
myself included, by the way. Yeah, yeah.
It's an unregulated stock market.
I'd love to have actually someone and like put us in our place and talk to us about actual principles of that. So hey, look, if anyone's out there that actually has a proper finance background, not just doing dodgy deals in your like garden shed at the back,
or watched a few too many YouTube videos.
Send us a message. You know where to find us.
That'd be
Twitter,
awesome.
Instagram. Yeah, we'd love to have a chat with you. And look,
I think it'd be great. Yeah,
no idea about basketball cards. I think that would be a really cool conversation if we could somehow meld those like worlds together. All right, I think that's enough of us.
I was going to say I've been given a viewer question.
Talk to me.
Yeah, where's my phone? I'll see if I've got it yet. I haven't got the message yet, but all right. So MacGyver 1010 also. We won't reveal his real identity. Have a question. He has a Rajon Rondo rookie refractor.
Yeah.
Being put up for trade, value at $55. Was offered $40 posted. Haven't replied yet, as I noticed soft corner on the back only. So one soft corner on the back. A, how much does a soft corner depreciate the value of an older card? And B, if someone's offering a low ball offer, then how obliged am I to point it out? We'll send a pic through shortly.
Oh, okay. Well, the card condition should be disclosed irregardless of the price you're selling it for.
Yeah, that was going to be my...
Yeah.
You should be disclosing everything at the point of sale.
Yeah. And then...
I mean, if you're only seeing the front of a card and you're buying something, I mean, it depends how much money you've got to spend, but you should be asking for photos of the back. If you're interested in a card, some people don't have $40 to their name. Some people do. Yeah,
and I think, the way I sort of approach, doing deals with people is you're always trying to build a relationship so that person will want to do a deal with you in the future. So I think...
as much as we want to be, we all want to be prominent featured on the scammers page, don't we? No.
Yeah. So to answer your question, if you accept a lower price, that should be out of negotiating a sale to get the deal done, as opposed to, the soft corner on the back.
Yeah.
Because realistically, if that person pays $40 for the card and the soft corner is not disclosed, they could then come back to you after the sale and either ask for a full refund or a partial refund.
Yeah.
And I would suggest, or I would argue, that you should pay them that partial refund because they didn't know that the card was damaged when they were purchasing it.
And that's the thing. Yeah. Like, it's one of those, I guess, point it out, let them make the decision. And look, if they're lowballing, then they might go even lower, at which point that's a negotiation point, as you've pointed out, Russell. But yeah, and as far as accepting lowball offers, I tend to ignore them quite often, especially when they're ridiculous. $40 posted from 55 is low, but not crazy.
What's a comp for that though? Because some people can also ask higher to work back down to low. So
yeah, like, and that's the thing. Like, I've got people that I've put a card up for $150 and someone's gone $60 posted. And I've just gone, did you mean $160 posted? Because the postage was going to be $12. Did you want to save $2.50? But do you know what I mean? Like, at what point is it so low that you just gone, come on, mate. Like, stop wasting people's time. But I guess you're right. It's a negotiation. It's all part of the game, or what do you want to call it? It is the game. It's playing the stock market, isn't it? Trying to get a bargain. Everyone's trying to get a bargain.
I mean, look, it's also really hard because I can't exactly see what card you're selling.
Yeah, I'm actually waiting on a pick from our viewer.
I don't want to say anything further, but all I can currently say is I can't match up a $50 Rondo rookie card to anything that's been in sold comps over the last couple of months. So,
he goes, FYI, I completely agreed on disclosure. I completely agree with the disclosure. I only received the card from a mystery box sale and put it up without looking. So noticed it after the post.
Mystery box? It wasn't Winston Neville, was it? From Australian Do Not Finish. Which is currently my favourite page. We need to get Winston on as a guest, actually.
Sent 3 picks. Haha, you know it, he said.
Really?
Yeah.
Winston, we're calling you out, buddy. Come on the show.
All right.
Let's start the show. I think we've had enough chin wagging. We're already up to 20 minutes.
It goes, also the DNF progressive page is great fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Yeah, we've got a lot to cover.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Wow. What have we? Hang on. I'm going to go through the list of stuff. We've talked about the playoffs.
Yeah. Give us the intro.
Do we want to talk about card porn?
Yeah. Let's talk about that post. It's
all right. Now, which did we switch posts? Because there's 2 here, and I think one's more about. I think there's some controversy over how this card was sold. There was a card porn post that said, show us you are a bad card investor without... Tell us you're a bad card investor without telling us you're a bad card investor.
Yeah. So what's your biggest stinker ad?
My biggest stinker? Oh, look, I think I bought a few Anthony Bennett's. Yeah. Back in the day. That was my joke when I went to our group chat, by the way. I've made some shockers and got 3/5 of nothing back for it. I'm sure we all have. Yeah. And then there was another card porn one. So I'll go to the other one after. What's your absolute shocker that you've bought?
So I think just to give some context for this, the example that card porn used was a Kobe Bryant Raise the Roof PSA 10, which sold for $96K, and then
in February, was it February?
Yeah, February 6th, and then May the 10th it sold for $49K. So that is just
it's exactly the same card. That was my thing.
So yeah, I suppose that thought did go through my head. Is one sale a real sale? Is one sale a false sale?
Yeah, there are a lot of comments on the
with one of the sales being cancelled. Like, would you just cancel the $49,000 sale and just say I'm not selling it for that? I don't know. But anyway.
But yeah.
So I suppose the context for me is this is a really good example of how you shouldn't sweat the small stuff. So for example, if you do lose $10 or $100 on a card, someone's just lost $40,000 on a card. So I think actually this gives me more ease of mind than actual pain in my heart to remind me about all the bad deals that I've done. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's probably how I feel about this. But look, I've done a million bad deals, to be honest, and I would probably say I'll summarize mine down to the worst 2. So Schofield, just from a purely
yeah, true. I thought you were
cost and like money coming back. I would say that, and then the second part of that I would say is the amount of base that I've got of Schofield, Halliburton, and Fox.
Yep.
Because I think if you're looking at it from a purely perspective of money coming in and money coming out, I really think that there was a period of time where people were buying base and they were going up and you could flip them quite nicely.
Mm-hmm.
And I was probably more thinking buying them up because it seemed like the trendy thing to do at the time, but I wasn't flipping them. I was just putting them into, boxes and keeping them. So I'd probably say, and also now that things have gone down so much and people are probably and I'll put myself into this statement too, of maybe collectors are a little bit more savvy these days, and probably base has been devalued a little bit more. So, yeah. And I suppose the last thing I'd like to say about this too is that maybe my saving grace though is I actually don't care if they go up or they go down that much. Like, the money I've got to spend is the money I've got to spend, and that's fine. And if it does go up, it does. And if it doesn't, I've still got these cards that actually I quite enjoy. So, so I suppose if I could then slim it down even further, I would probably just say it's just more the volume of base cards that I do have. I think you're probably better off just buying, instead of 10 or 20 base cards, just getting one really nice numbered card, or one silver card, or one graded card that's numbered. You know what I mean? Like, I probably think, that's where my headspace is at now.
The hindsight factor, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think sometimes it's just nice to buy lots of cards, and then sometimes it's nice to buy one really nice card.
It's just that reminds me of when I like to buy a box of cards with friends. It's like I want something with like 30 packs.
Yeah.
So we can open more packs.
Yeah, sometimes it's nice to open a cello box, and sometimes it's nice to open a 1-in-1 box. Like,
exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I know. I feel you. The other post they put up.
Yeah.
And I instantly got hit in the feels was what's your most regrettable sale? What's a card you've parted ways with and regret? And mine is very simple. The Kobe Bryant rookie EX credentials to $4.99, I think it is. The white one, the silvery one.
Yeah.
BGS 8.
Did you grade it yourself, or did you buy it graded?
No, I bought it graded. It graded. I did, and look, I didn't lose money on it, but I sold it before the crazy COVID spikes, and it probably went up before then again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember what you bought with that card though?
I'm trying to remember now.
Yeah.
I'm actually trying to remember what I bought with it, because I know I bought something. I think I was trying to remember what I purchased. If I was still doing gaming, and I'd use it to get my final piece of power, which if that's the case, then that's the case. But I know it was for a purchase.
Yeah.
That was big at the time.
That was the other thing I was about to sort of say for me.
The purchase that was big at the time is not as big as this would have been now. That's like, both historically did not go up the same value.
Yeah. Look, I mean, I actually have no regrets about any of the cards I've sold, because pretty well the only time I sell cards is so I can buy another card or cards. So, do you know what I mean? It's always something that I want more, or I like better.
Yeah,
or something.
I'm just hoping. I'm just hoping it wasn't part of one of those. When expenses come up and you've got to sell a card.
Yeah.
I know there was one time where I sold some cards because I had some expenses come up, and I hope that's not the time. But yes, I sold it to a store. That's how quickly I needed the cash.
Rightio.
And let's say the first number in the value would be a lot higher these days, and there'd be an extra 0. So yeah, I'd probably look.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Know. It's one of those things where you're like, yeah.
All right, let's
coulda,
not
woulda, shoulda. Anyway,
not let this ruin your mood. And
that's all right. No, this is going to be a great episode, because we've got
of the show.
We've got some big news coming up. We've got a competition we've been running. We've got a winner to announce coming up, and we've done our own little social media post, and we've got some checklists to go through.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh boy! All right, I'm gonna have to get onto Facebook, because this is.
All right. Are you happy if I start writing it in while you're talking?
Yeah, explain the amazing post that you hit us with through the week.
Look, I think amazing is probably going over and above.
I might be pumping your tires up a little bit.
So where this thought, I suppose, came out from was I went into a AMT case break, which is a really good breaking group on eBay. They basically do all player breaks, but they almost exclusively do case breaks. So particularly when you're buying veteran players, I actually think for the outlay that you expend and what you get back, I think it's pretty fair. And I also think, actually, they're pretty good breakers. There's some guys on eBay that are absolute stinkers. These guys are, true professionals. So I was checking the checklist for it. It was Darren Fox. It was in Court Kings. I wanted to see, what he was potentially going to be giving me back.
Sure.
And I was also checking out the numbered cards. And then I was thinking to myself, the checklist didn't look that good. What would be a good checklist that I would, want to buy into? So I think that's where this kind of thought came out of. And then my list, do you want me to go first?
You can go first because you haven't disclosed it on our little on our show notes.
I sort of did it on purpose, to be honest. So I built my list around two things. A card that I really enjoy. So I've chosen the Sneaker Spotlight from Noir because I think
they're a pretty unique. That's a unique chase. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they have a lot of potential, even moving into the future as more people sort of do that crossover thing.
Yep.
So you've got the sort of the sneaker dudes buying, and then we've got the NBA guys, and then the other.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm making this up from my own perspective, so I'm looking at it from a breaking point of view. So I did 30 teams, and one card per team. Now I've taken a lot of liberties with this, and I'll admit that 100%. So sometimes the players aren't in the team that you would expect, but
okay.
Yeah, anyway, I'll go through it. So Dominique Wilkins for the Hawks. Celtics have got Larry Bird. Nets have got KD. Hornets have got LaMelo Ball. Bulls have got Scottie Pippen. Cleveland's got LeBron James. And I've also taken liberties too of like players who don't sign for Panini are now magically signing for Panini because like Fanatics is on board. But,
for sure.
Yeah. Mavericks have got Durka. Nuggets have got Joker. Pistons have got Cade Cunningham. Warriors have got Steph. Rockets have got Hakeem. Pacers, Reggie Miller. Clippers, Lamar Odom. That was a very selfish choice.
I like Lamar Odom for the Clips. He definitely wasn't going to get the Lakers spot.
Well, Kobe got the Lakers spot. So Grizzlies got AI.
Yep.
Heat have got Dwayne Wade. Bucks have got Giannis. Wolves have got KG. Anthony Davis has gone to the Pels.
Yep.
Knicks have got Patrick Ewing. Thunder have got Giddey.
Ooh, that's an interesting one. I would have gone with Westbrook or KD.
Well, I put KD in Nets, and I didn't want to put Westbrook into my checklist, so that was kind of like... I was like, do I go old school with like Nate McMillan or something like that? But I thought, anyway. Magic have got Shaq. Philly's got Dr. J. Suns have got Barkley. Blazers have got Drexler. Kings, I'm going to put in Chris Webber.
I was going to say Webber.
I left the Kings blank. I was literally going to decide that as I was reading it out. Spurs have got Tim Duncan. Raptors, Vince Carter. Jazz, Donovan Mitchell. And Wizards have got MJ. So,
look if wow, the Wizards get MJ.
He played for the Wizards, so as far as I can say, we could get a picture of his Jordans when he's playing in a Wizards uniform, and it's all G. That I'm
could also put like the tunes, the Looney Tunes squad in as the 31st team. And...
that gives you like Pippen for the Bulls.
Yeah, I thought it's that true. I think that's it's sneaky and clever at the same time. No Mike Bibby for the Kings.
I mean, for all the stuff that Weber did or didn't do in his career, he was still a beast.
Bloody Divac.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Weber's the choice.
And more collectible too.
True.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. No, I really like that sneaker spotlight list. That's great.
Thank you, sir. What do you got for us, big fella?
Well, all right. So I was asked to go through a list on behalf of. So we had a response from James Mann.
Yep.
Wanted a series called Posterized, biggest dunks of the season, pivotal moments. So I sort of surfed a bit of YouTube and gave James a chop out. He gave us the top three, which were Anthony Edwards, Ja Morant, and Giannis.
Yeah,
some big posters.
Those Edwards and Morant dunks were just
Yep. And look,
taking your soul type stuff.
And funnily enough, they were on the YouTube video.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, I know, right? So to continue the list, I've only made it 8 cards. It's going to be a small chase. We've got Porzingis, which he did put someone on. He put somebody on a poster.
Yeah.
Gary Payton II, multiple posters. Let's just say, John Collins, Alex Caruso, and finishing it off with Andrew Wiggins.
Cool. I like that list a lot.
I think it's got a bit of variety to it. It's got a few of those character players.
Yeah.
Like, I like Caruso, but it's like, where do you put him in a chase set?
Caruso's collectible too. Like he's got enough kind of like cold, and I think Gary Payton is sort of coming into that space too. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah.
So nice I thought that was a nice little list.
So who's the worst card out of that checklist? Oh, have you finished? Sorry.
Yeah, I'd say Porzingis.
Okay, I was going to say Wiggins. I reckon is probably the least collectible.
I don't know. We'll see what happens after he wins his ring this year with the Warriors. But yeah, and I sort of was having a bit of a think, and I wanted to be a bit creative with the list that I came up with. So this morning, while I was having a coffee down at the shops, I thought, I wonder if there'd be a set. I mean, it doesn't have to be a large set. I've got 12 cards.
Yeah.
And I've titled the set Virtuosos. So it's like a young musical superstar. We're going to translate that to basketball.
Sure.
But the whole idea of the set is the youngest player to, and obviously it's at this point in time. So we've got youngest player to win an MVP, Derrick Rose. Youngest player to win a finals MVP, Magic Johnson.
Cool.
Youngest player to record a triple-double, which happened this season, Josh Giddey.
Yeah, nice.
Youngest player to make an All-Star, Kobe Bryant. Youngest player to win a scoring title, Kevin Durant. Youngest player to score 10,000 points, LeBron James.
Cool, yeah.
Youngest player to score 20,000 points, Steph Curry.
Really?
Youngest player to record 5,000 rebounds, the Joker. Youngest player to record 10,000 rebounds, DeAndre Jordan. Interesting.
Really?
Yeah. Youngest player to record 5,000 assists, Ricky Rubio. Youngest player to record 10,000 assists, Chris Paul. And to top it off, we had youngest player to record 1,000 steals, man that's currently in the playoffs, Jimmy Butler. So I thought it was a lot of superstar names, a couple of sort of not
guys you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, players you wouldn't expect, and
I didn't expect to see Rubio there. I didn't expect to see DJ there.
Yeah, and it was just nice that Giddey kind of took that mantle, because there were a few that I was looking. First player to get to, youngest player to score 60, I think was Jordan. No, it was Devin Booker. Like there's a few little ones in there, but it was like I was going to go 30 points, 40 points, 50 points.
Yeah.
But then we're going to have multiple LeBrons. Do you know, like, you kind of want unique cards. I didn't want 3 different LeBrons. You could have gone, I suppose, Lakers LeBron.
Yeah, I was going to say almost like
Cleveland.
the triple Logerman type deal. So that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, and then, I mean, there's different awards and things that you could. Youngest defensive player of the year was a nobody, I think. It wasn't. Like, it was the second youngest was Kawhi, and I'm like, oh, no. Nah.
Yeah, can you cheat and put the second youngest in?
Yeah. And I'm like, you know what? I think that's an interesting list. And I just like the exercise. I thought it was funny going through different websites trying to find the information. That was a lot of fun. So yeah, that was my list.
Nice one.
What else have we got?
Andrew Dean did a really good one, and to be honest, I would be chasing a list like this. So he did an MVP list.
Okay.
And he specified that all of his cards are on-card autos. He had Kareem, Bill Russell, MJ, LeBron in Miami, Larry Bird, Magic, Bob Petit, Karl Malone, Tim Duncan, Steve Nash, Steph Curry, Giannis, and your Joker. So, yeah, that's a really good one. So thanks, Andrew, for sending that in, mate. And you actually have sent us emails and you've sent me direct messages, mate. So thanks for all your support of the show. We are very grateful for it.
Yeah, that's an awesome list. I like that one. I really like that one. Have we got any others?
There's Andrew Hewitt. Did you want to do that one, mate?
Andrew Hewitt. Wait a second. Andrew, where's this one? Oh, no, here we go. Yep, Career Spotlights, insert set, QR code that links to an exclusive video. Okay, so we're sort of crossing over into that NFT sort of territory, I guess.
Yeah.
Video at the moment on the card. Okay. QR code and the link to an exclusive video, all on card. So the top 10 career spotlights, we've got Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Curry, Wilt, Bill Russell, Bird, Magic, Shaq, and Kareem. This is... Yeah. And look... Andrew Dean has commented it's going to be a bit difficult to get Wilt and Kobe to sign. But yes, he's correct. It's a fantasy product.
100%. So we're going for the fantasy element here. So my add-on to this is I think this checklist would work really well if it was, say, a collaborative project with, say, Top Shot. So then you're doing that sort of cross promo between the two products.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure if that could ever happen just because of, they're sort of two massively different companies. But I think that will be actually a really cool thing. And
I like the idea.
Sometimes that's my frustration a little bit with basketball cards is that, it's great to have them and to own them and to look at them. But then what do you do with them after that? And I think sometimes that's why I like Pokemon a little bit also, because then you can collect them, but also you can play with them and, play the game. So I think that sort of ticks off a couple of boxes for me in that sense, because then you do get that sort of little bit extra out of the card. I think they would have to do the QR code in a tasteful way, because I think sometimes that might come off.
Because you can do small ugly QR codes, and you can do them on the bottom of the back of the card.
Maybe on the back, I would say, I don't think...
Bottom corner and back of the card. You know where it says that a jersey's on like a game-worn jersey? Like, that little disclaimer? Down the bottom, like at the cool. back. Yeah, just down there is a QR code. Please click...
It took you to a game summary or...
Please follow the following QR code to access an exclusive video.
Yeah.
I think that's sort of collaborating and sort of that futuristic look of what cards could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So the final one we had was from James Parson, a set dedicated to career steals. He called it Daylight Robbery, 25 cards. And he said maybe a parallel here and there, an absolute banging list of names too. So
can I just weigh in on this before we go through the list? Because I've just skimmed it.
Yeah.
My career steals guy isn't on this list. He's the youngest player to do it, but he's not on the all-time 25. Yeah. Might be a team thing as well, by the look of it. I don't know.
But it also could be a careers number thing, right? So and also too, I think all these guys are pretty well retired, except for a couple of the guys. So
there's a couple that should be retired anyway.
Yeah, maybe he will get on the list by the end of it.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah. All right, at the top, Stockton, Jason Kidd, Jordan, Chris Paul, Gary Payton, Mo Cheeks, Scottie Pippen, Drexler, Hakeem, LeBron, Alvin Robinson, Karl Malone, Mookie Baylock, Allen Iverson, Derek Harper, Kobe Bryant, Isaiah Thomas, which I'm assuming he means the Detroit Pistons, Isaiah Thomas, KG, Iguodala, Sean Marion, Paul Pierce, Magic Johnson, Meta World Peace or Ron Artest, Ron Harper, and the last name I refuse to read out loud on the
It's
podcast.
Russell Westbrook.
Boo.
Westbrook. I've got so many insults for the players I follow.
I like this checklist because it's got Mo Cheeks, it's got Alvin Robinson, it's got Mookie Baylock, it's got Derek Harper.
It's got Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
There's some old stars there. There's some current
different
players.
Names.
Do you put Meta World Peace or do you put Ron Artest? I'd put Ron Artest.
Well, I think if he's legally changed his name to World Peace, it's almost like disrespectful to not put his name. I think so.
Didn't he change it again?
I don't know.
I'm sure he changed it again.
I've lost track of the fella. So,
we're not getting into this. But there's some amazing names there. Like, it's a good diverse set. You're right. I think it was a good response.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So thanks everyone for messaging us, taking the time to put that list together, and I hope you had some fun doing it because I had a
lot of fun putting my list together today.
Yeah.
I was excited. I thought about it and I'm like, I want to do this. I wanted to do a bit of research, and I think it kind of makes a set unique.
Yeah. So, not that anyone is a winner or a loser, but I think your list was by far the most informative. I found that really interesting, actually, mate. So yeah, great list there.
Yeah.
And I think you should contact Panini and say, hey, look,
you're going out and go, but so you can go out with a bang. You just
take my list.
Take a list. Give me a credit on the back of it.
speaking of winners and losers, I think we should go through our week 1 promo winner. What do you say?
Yeah, this is some exciting stuff. We've been running a promotion in conjunction with our sponsor Slabbed.
Yep.
And yeah, been getting active on the old Instagram.
Yep.
Because
why don't we run through it? Because it's possible that not everyone's listening to the show has heard the promo. That's
okay. So now I need to get Instagram up. Oh my god.
That's okay.
You can go for it. Yeah.
So the basic gist is we've got a 5-week promo running, and what we're planning to do is try and promote basically our social media with the blessing and the kindness of Slabbed Cards. So the first week we did our own Instagram, and then next week we're going to be doing Slabbed's Instagram page. After that, we're going to be doing Twitter.
Yep.
And then after that, we're going to be doing Facebook. So each week we're giving away a $50 credit to slab.com and their submission services. It is one winner per person, so you can only win once. And then it's also for Australian residents only, just because of the posting it to Australia and back again. That wouldn't make sense to use the submission service outside of Australia. So if you are an international listener, we do apologize for excluding you, but
unfortunately,
it's practicality, really.
Yep. It's not like we're trying to get payback for all the times that, because we're not American citizens, we can't.
All the times we've had to pay international postage for our cards
and get PO boxes and stuff in the States. Not at all. It's just a coincidence.
Yeah, it's just pragmatic. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is week 1 of 4.
Yep.
So if you haven't entered, you've still got a chance to get in. That's nice. We've had over 40 people. There were more responses than that, but 40 people that did the like and share and follow and followed all the instructions.
Yeah, that's right.
So it was nice to see a bunch of new followers on Instagram.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks to everybody that sort of got in there, tagged some mates, and hopefully there's a lot of you listening to the episode now to find out who the lucky winner is.
Right.
Now I'm going on to random.org. I haven't done this in a very long time. I'm going to roll 2 dice, and that's going to tell us.
So, can you just tell the peeps how they can see this video if they want to? Just so that.
Oh yeah, true.
Just for transparency, so that everyone knows.
Because this will be happening in the future. If you're not watching it live, you'll be able to find it on YouTube. Hopefully, if you search for "You Can't Comp This," you'll be able to find the podcast, because we do put the VOD up every week.
Yeah.
Or we try to put it up every week from the Twitch stream. Now, if you're listening on Spotify or a podcast platform, the Twitch feed is long gone. It's past. Anyway, if you're on YouTube, check it out. I'm just on random.org at the moment. I've rolled 2 dice. I have rolled the number 10, which means this lovely list of names that I have here is going to be randomized 10 times. And anyone that's watching the YouTube VOD will be able to see. I've put all the usernames, so if I do mispronounce a name, I'm so sorry. Instagram is not friendly, so I've randomized 3 times. I'm just going to keep hitting again. I feel like that scene out of Dude, Where's My Car? Where it's like again, and then, and then. And we're up to 7. 8. All right. 9 times. And the lucky winner, KC All Day.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, you have won a voucher for, is it an SCG sub? You can explain the details with the guys from
So the process from here is you obviously need to be listening to the show, and then you need to reach out to us and contact us.
On the platform that you won it on. So on Instagram, I'll be waiting for a PM or a DM. Do they call them DMs?
I believe it's DM.
I sound old,
That's what the young people call it, yeah. So reach out to us, contact us, and then we'll hook you up with Khalil, and he'll sort all of that out. It is a $50 SGC credit.
Yep. That's cool.
So, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
All right, Ad. What is next in our rundown?
I think we're almost done.
Wow.
Let's have a look. I think we've sort of wrapped this up with a nice little bow by the look of it. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else.
Well, in that case, I've got a question for you. Then I'm going to put you on the spot.
Oh, no. I've sent photos of that Rajon Rondo, by the way, the damage. I think it's pretty noticeable, FYI. But anyway, you've got a question. Put me on the spot. I'm ready.
So, Heat and Celtics has been like a seesaw. Up and down all over the place. Mm-hmm. But you have to pick the winner. Who is going to come out victorious, my friend?
After today's game?
Yeah.
As long as the injury's not too bad, I'm picking the Heat.
No, you can't. No conditional. You have to pick.
The Heat. Yeah. I don't want the Celtics in the finals.
I think the Heat are just a little bit more battle-tested.
Yeah.
And they're more of a veteran unit. And
look, Jimmy's got a chip on his shoulder from losing that bubble series.
I think that the Celtics are very good and are going to be good in the future, but it's pretty obvious to me the better team and the more cohesive team is the Heat. And I think defensively, it's sort of funny. We were speaking about Boston in the last series, how good they were defensively, but it actually seems to me at the moment the Heat are significantly better on defense than what Boston are.
Which is scary, right? Because Smart came back and was a monster.
Yeah. Just as a team, though, the way they defend is just amazing what Miami does. And,
I'm just glad to see Bam back in good form.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I coached basketball, but I feel like you could really get a lot of knowledge and, some really good, video clips out of some Miami Heat defensive rotations. Like the way that they literally just play on a string together. It's quite amazing. Yeah. And should we finish off with a card thought? Ad, what's on your chase list at the moment?
Chase list at the moment?
Yeah. What are you eyeing off?
I'm still. It's probably a good time to buy. I'm still thinking about Ja Morant.
Yeah.
I know this is seems to be a broken record of the season. I've just had a little question in the chat, which is card related, which is interesting because I'm very seriously considering Ja. We've talked about Luka.
Yeah.
We've had a question. Do you think Zion will live up to the hype, or do you think the bubble is bursting quickly? You're starting to really show some strain.
Well, just to, I suppose, clarify some of that question, I think the bubble has already burst on Zion in terms of his pricing.
There's no one pumping that bubble back up anytime soon at the moment.
Well, no. So I think what the real question is from here is, is this guy a bargain at this price?
Well, it's been a while since we've done Zion Watch.
Or is he too risky to buy into?
My comment back in the chat was very much, I think Zion is a very risky investment. Simple.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm looking at his PSA 10 silver. The pop of that is 1,473. His current price is 1,400. I mean, when you say it like that, so if you've got Jordan Poole was selling for 1,000 recently.
Yep.
And, let's be honest, I think Poole is probably one or two steps below Zion in terms of talent level, even though...
I don't know, Poole's been on the court a whole lot more than Zion has, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I agree, of course. I'm not trying to troll people here when I'm saying this, but I think realistically...
look, potential and skill.
Yeah.
Yep, ceiling, yep.
So, if you... Look, I think you have to preface this with a massive asterisk. You have to be prepared here to take a large risk because at 1,400 USD, it's not a small amount of money. However...
The potential gains are huge.
Yeah.
But it is very risky.
If you're asking me, am I buying? I'm not at the moment. I did buy a little bit a few months back, and I'm just going to sit on that, and I'm just going to put it away for...
I've got one for you.
Whenever.
I've got one for you. At the moment.
Talk to me.
if you've got 3,000 US, do you buy a Luka silver or do you buy 2 Zions?
I think Luka is the purchase you should be making.
Yep.
At the moment. I don't really understand why Luka has slid so much.
No, I don't. And my answer to this is I'd go and buy the BGS 9.5 Luka and the Zion because I'm a gambling man.
So, okay, and look, and this is probably like something else we could talk about in another show, but you'd be looking at the subgrades very, very carefully.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the idea would be that you would be buying BGS on the dip, and then crossing it over to PSA, because actually I was looking at the PSA price list today. It really has come down. It's almost to the point now where, particularly if you're grading up, a higher valued card.
Yep.
The actual outlay percentage wise is not that great. Look, I'm not saying it's not high, but it's sort of come down to a point now where it's like $150. Like that was, $500 plus not that long ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. Look, if that's what your play is, then just be very carefully looking at your subgrades, hoping that it would cross over to a 10. That would be what the play would be.
Yeah, exactly.
So actually, I was talking about, what are you doing at the moment with your hobby money? And I think I can name him. I don't think he'll be upset, but it was Tin. And what he was basically saying to me is stop looking at base, stop looking at silvers, and start to look at numbered stuff. So I think as prices are coming down, I think that's a very sensible thing to say, because, it is a lot more affordable now to pick up numbered stuff.
It is. And you think about the numbered stuff, you're not looking at pop counts of 2,500 for as the Luka Silvers, for argument's sake.
Yeah, that's right.
Or the Zion base and Luka base.
If there's 99 of that card, the highest possible pop count would be 99.
Yeah, that's it. You're always going to have a low pop count, right?
And when you say it like that compared to 17,000, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Because... But even the silvers, at PSA 10 silver, 2,500 is a huge pop count.
Yeah.
Whereas it's like a cracked ice, like a number to 99 or 199.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like it's common sense.
I used to think when I would get a card that's numbered to 199 or 299, why on earth do they even bother numbering it to that? Who cares? After 100, who cares? But now that we're seeing pop counts of 17,000, that's just PSA.
Yeah.
Well, actually, 299, that's, realistically nothing. The funny one to me is when Hoops number cards to 1,999. Why on earth do they do that? What do they stand to gain from that? Does anyone care that the card is numbered to that?
I actually don't think anybody cares.
And is the price different to a base? Once it's numbered more than 1,500, isn't that just a base card?
Well, that depends. We get prism pop counts of... Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. I'm not.
Could you imagine if Upper Deck had have numbered their stuff in the early 90s?
What, every card?
Numbered to 400,000. For insert sets. Anyway, I don't know.
All right, let's close this bad boy off, Ad.
Yeah, it's so I can... big summary, lots of checklists. It's been a fun episode. Congratulations to the winner. Looking forward to receiving a DM on Instagram. And did you say next week is Twitter?
Next week is Instagram, but we're going to do it on...
It's slabbed.
Yeah.
It's a slabbed promo.
Yeah.
Wicked.
In conjunction with us. So.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks for all the questions in the chat. I hope we've answered that on the live feed.
Yeah.
Thanks again to our sponsor, Slabbed. It's been awesome running a promo in conjunction. Thanks for all the feedback with the checklist. That was a lot of fun. Wrapping up another episode. It's been a lot of fun.
Take care of yourself, Ed.
See you next week.
See you, mate. Bye-bye. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Done.